And let's start with some deep breaths. And feel that bolster against your back as you roll down. And start with your arms just out to the side comfortably. The forearms are down. And let's start with 3 slow breaths. Close your eyes and feel that slow exhale. Notice how the chest fills with breath, and that's helping to lengthen our spine. And then we're going to take our arms out to the side like a big C, a caliper, and reach them up over our head like tutu style, and then bring them all the way back down. So arms are bent a little bit. And do that a couple of times until the shoulder begins to gently open and we're not doing too much. Feel that big stretch. Each time maybe widening the arms a little bit more. And we're gonna do one more. These are super slow stretches with the arms and the breath. And we're gonna reach our arms up and just stretch the arms straight up and wiggle the fingers a little bit. Lean to the right and turn your head to the right and over to the left. Notice where the stretch is in our shoulder. And back to the center, and we're gonna hold our elbows. So if it's too much, just hold the forearms somewhere. See what's good. Breathe into the ribs. And one more breath. And we're going to gently bring our arms out to the side and slowly down and put our hands on our ribs and continue to breathe. Notice if you're kind of holding the shoulders and see if you can roll the shoulders up, back, and down, or just shrug them, or any kind of movement. And 2 slow breaths. Notice the breath in the belly. And now we're going to turn over to our right side, and let's do our big arm circles with the left arm. And keep the arm bent so you're leading with the elbow, and do it slowly. So we're trying to go for range of motion. You can even keep your eyes closed so you feel this range of motion. And we're waking up the fascia, everything around the shoulder. And start to lengthen the arm. Maybe your arm is ready to become a little straighter. And we're going to do a couple more of these circles. And we're lengthening the arm at the same time, so keeping it firm. And when you're ready, let's start to hold the arm away from us and lengthen and breathe and find something comfortable and a position that's comfortable. Once you have an injury, you have to be more careful. And a little less is really more. And 2 more breaths. And we're going to start to bring that arm back around and then face the upper body on bolster and do our twist and breathe. And let's find a little bit more length with our arms and take 5 slow breaths. And then using our hands, we're going to walk them back so we can press ourselves up slowly and turn to the other side and do the whole thing on this side, being careful of the shoulder. I'm going to do those big right arm circles, leading with the elbow. And let's do a few more. Lengthening the arm, noticing all these different parts that are attached, that are opening up. And now let's do one more big circle. And we're going to hold the arm open where it's comfortable and breathe. And one more breath. And let's bring that arm around and do our spinal twist. Upper body faces the bolster, and let's lengthen the arms and breathe. Feel the breath going into any tight areas. And let's take 5 slow breaths. And let's walk our hands closer to us so we can press ourselves up. And let's start to face the bolster with our straddle, just to sit for a few breaths. Hands on the bolster, and just feel. Notice this initial kind of lengthening with the spine. We're going to start to take the right ear toward the right shoulder and put our left hand behind us or on your thigh, whatever works, just so you could feel that hinging to the right. And then we're coming back up in slow motion. Take a breath in the center. And let's try it on the left side. Left ear to the left shoulder. And the right arm comes behind us. And breathe. And we're coming back to the center and twisting to the right. So it's really like a dance. You can feel this lengthening in the breath. And then twist to the left. We're going to come to the center and forward fold and lengthen and breathe. Let's focus on our exhale and completely let the breath go. Elongate the exhale. And let's take 3 slow breaths. Now we're going to use our hands so we can press ourselves up. And let's take our hands by our hips and look up. Take a deep breath. And we're going to lean forward again and bring our arms behind us and just take a breath with our head down and then roll back up. We're going to do the same thing. Put our hands down by our hips and look up. And then forward fold. We'll bring our arms in front of us. And let's take 5 slow breaths here. And then really slowly bringing the hands back up so we can press ourselves up, hands on our bolster, and close our eyes and take 3 slow breaths. Feel the complete breath in the belly, opening the ribs and lifting the upper chest. Now we're going to open our eyes and we're going to move our bolster to the right leg and just reach forward. Maybe you can hold your foot, whatever it is, just feel that initial stretch. And one more breath. And let's turn this into a side stretch. Right arm stays down and left arm can come over the head and just breathe. Feel that side stretch. And then we're going to gently come back up. Take a breath in the center and just feel the difference. And now we're going to move the bolster over to our left leg and reach toward the left foot and breathe. And 2 more breaths. And now we're going to turn this into our side stretch and bring the right arm over our ear and breathe. And 2 more breaths. And let's come back up to the center and take another deep breath and just feel how the breath is moving through the body. And then we're going to move our bolster out of the way for a second and just sit cross-legged and forward fold. So you're welcome to put the block down or use your bolster in front of you to put your head on, or just reach forward and breathe. So we're stretching the hips. And 1 more breath. And then we're going to gently press ourselves up. And we're going to do our side stretch here. So right hand down and bring the left arm over. We're going to go for a little mobility here. Release the left arm. Just let it dangle. And then using your right hand, press yourself back up and go to the other side. So we're going to use gravity also. Right arm over. And then coming back up. And bringing that right arm down, twisting to the right. And then over to the left. So we're systematically opening our back, the sides, the bigger muscles of the back, the lats, and they're all connected with our shoulders. So we're just going to roll our shoulders now up, back, and down. Do that a couple of times. Really shrug them up. And then go in the opposite direction too. And we're going to come into our back bend and lengthen our legs out and put the bolster behind our back so it's supported. And then head is on top of our block. So your throat and head feel supported. And we're lengthening the spine here. Let's do a little bit of breathing. And feel how the chest is rising and falling. Make sure your body today is feeling like it's supported. We're going to start to reach our arms out and up over our head. We're going to do a little bit more mobility. They're making this big circle over our head, and then we're bringing them down and then down to the sides. And we're going to do the same thing. Feel this range of motion. Your eyes can be closed so you can really follow it in your mind's eye. At the same time, our chest is opening with our breath, and release the tongue and the jaw. Let's do 1 more time. And then we're going to bring our arms down where they're comfortable and continue to breathe. And let's take 5 slow breaths. And with each exhale, we're letting all tension release from our body. And this last deep breath, just feel it how it's lengthening. And when you're ready, we're going to roll to the right. So we're going to bring our arm around and then up over our head and just let it hang there. However it's comfortable. Maybe it needs a little bit more support, or maybe it's happy just hanging right where it is. You have to monitor anything that's going on. So as we close our eyes, we're going to feel the side stretch. Notice where the stretch starts down in the hip and all the way up through the sides and our shoulder. And let your body gently open, any kind of movement, and breathe. Feel the softness in your body. And let's take a few more slow breaths. And just notice before we move to the other side, feel what's opening. Maybe you can straighten your arm a little bit more or move yourself to get an even deeper stretch as you lengthen. And because we're listening to our body, we're not going to go too far. We're really monitoring ourselves, not pushing. And then we're going to gently roll to the other side and do the same thing. So gravity is assisting us. And our right arm is bent and over our head, just hanging. And the first thing we're going to do is feel the whole stretch along the side, from the hip and the back, all the way up through the arm and shoulder. And we're watching our body open. Letting it be where it wants to be today. And continue to let your body open. Maybe there's some movement, just gently, with support, and breathe. It's kind of like we're opening our butterfly wings. And let's take a couple more slow breaths. Reach that arm up now. Take another deeper stretch so you feel the lengthening again all the way along the hip up through the arm. And we're going to roll back to the side and use our hands to press ourselves up. And we're going to flip ourselves over and also move the bolster. So it's going to be lengthwise underneath our body so we can stretch our whole spine. Chin is off of the edge of the bolster, arms down by our sides. And we're going to follow our breath gently in and out. Again, observing the breath. Notice how each exhale is allowing your body to let go of tension and elongate. Feel your head lengthening, the back of your neck lengthening. Feel that lengthening around the spine, all the way up the spine. And let's take 5 slow breaths. And now we're going to use our bolster to do supported cobras and bring our hands underneath the shoulders and just press up where it's comfortable, but look up at the same time. And then slowly, slowly coming down. And we're going to do a few of these, letting the head come all the way down at the same time with each one. And use the breath. And let's do 2 more. And we're coming all the way down. And we're going to bring our arms over our head again and lengthen and take 3 breaths. And we're going to still use our bolster, but we're going to roll over to our right side and use the bolster. So we're going to bend our left leg and put it underneath, put the bolster underneath it. And now let's do some arm circles with the left arm. So we're going to allow our whole upper body to rotate here and just go slowly. Big circles with the arm and the chest. And again, we're working on our mobility for our shoulder and even the hips. It's our mermaid pose. So feel like you're drawing your arm in the sand, making a big circle with the arm. And let's do a couple more. And then we're going to do one more and just hold our arm open in a comfortable position. Move your legs anywhere so you feel that bigger stretch and breathe. And let's take 3 slow breaths. And we're going to bring the arm around so it's in a safer position. And then we're going to come to the other side. So how you get there, I'm just going to kind of whip over the top of the bolster. And then our right leg comes onto the bolster. And we're going to do these circles with the right arm, keeping the arm bent, just really dragging it all the way around, feeling that lengthening. And you could keep your eyes closed so you could really feel what's going on. And if it starts to feel like you're doing too much, keep the arm a little bit more bent, because we really are unwinding tension from the shoulder. Now we're going to do one more, and just like we did on the other side, we're going to hold the arm open and lengthen and breathe. Relax completely. And let's take 3 slow breaths. And we're going to bring that arm back around and just kind of push the bolster out of the way, because we're going to come on our back on our mat. And our legs are bent so our knees are facing the ceiling, and close our eyes and breathe. Feel what's on your mat. Feel how the shoulder blades are pressing down, head is pressing down, back, the parts of your back are pressing down, and the feet. Now let's lift the right knee up toward the chest, and we're going to hug the knee in, hold the back of the thigh, and just take another breath. And then let's put that right foot down, left knee into the chest, hold the back of the thigh. Shoulders are rolling down because we've just really opened our shoulders. They might be a little vulnerable. And we're going to put our left foot down and start with the pelvic tilts. So slowly rolling the low back down and releasing. But the whole lower belly, the whole belly really is nice and firm. And you could put your hands on that belly and feel. Pelvic floor is firm. And let's do a couple more and feel how we roll down. We roll it all down. That helps the hips lengthen and start to lift at the end, lift the hips up, and then roll down again. So sometimes when our hips are bad, it's just this movement that will help, and start to roll up a little bit more each time as we squeeze everything in. Notice the different muscles that we're using. And we're going to do one more and hold the hips up as we press the feet down and roll up even higher and take 3 breaths. And let's roll down again and feel the spine as it slowly presses down with each vertebrae. See if you can move with each vertebrae. And we're going to do it again. We're going to gently roll up, but articulating the spine so each vertebrae presses down as we lift up and come up a little higher and take 3 breaths. And then again, we're rolling all the way back down, and just feel when you get there. Notice all the muscles that are involved. This time, as we roll up, we're going to use our bolster underneath us and put it under there in the supported position. Lift the chest up, roll the shoulders down, and breathe all the way into the belly, the ribs, and the upper chest. We've changed everything by being able to put our body in this position. Our breath comes in more easily. And this beautiful ribbon of light is coming into our bodies as we breathe. This etheric vitality energizing every cell. Slow the breath down, especially the exhales. And feel the calmness in your body. Now let's lift our legs up, Viparita Karani. And if it's too much, just keep your legs bent and feel that pressure through the hips. And make this pose your own. You can move a little bit. You can see how it feels. Sometimes it's nice to make some circles. as you're breathing that slow breath. And because our back is on the bolster, it's nice and supported. And feel your back settling in to this pose. And if you want to practice the eyes partway open, you can do drishti gazing or your eyes closed. Feel the softness in the facial muscles, the tongue and the jaw. And when you feel that balance in your body can relax and you feel this sense of weightlessness. Notice how the breath gently comes in and goes out. We're visualizing our whole self and every cell and molecule filled with energy, vitality, and good health. Visualize that light coming into your body. Feel it. Every time we do this, we're changing our vibrations. And let's take 5 slow breaths and feeling this energy coming into our body, into our whole being. Notice your hands and feel balls of light in your hands. And without moving your fingers, just feel what's in your palms. And we're wishing for these balls of light to go into our world for healing, for peace, and right thinking. We're sending this nourishment of love into our world, this agape and peace. And let's take 3 slow breaths. Now we're going to bend our legs and put our feet back on the mat and just continue to breathe. Now let's take our bolster and we're going to lift our hips and move the bolster away from us so our bottoms are on the mat, but our back of our legs are on the bolster. And take a few more breaths. Feel this sense of peace in your body. Notice the shift and the change of energy within you. And let's take 3 conscious breaths. And then we're going to transition and gently roll to the side. Take a couple of breaths on your side. And we're using our hands to press ourselves up. And we're going to sit on our bolster. And let's do our pretzel pose. So we're going to take our right leg in front of us, left leg behind, and an easy spinal twist. You can let the left hip lift up and just breathe and feel that length and circulation in your body. And then we're going to walk ourselves forward and hinge from the hips. Give your hip a little stretch. Walk your hands to the left so the stretch is a little bit deeper. And then come back to the center and let's press ourselves up. And we're going to switch our legs, go to the other side of the bolster. So our left leg comes in front and our right leg comes behind us, unless it's too much on your knee. And slowly twist to the left. You can adjust yourselves, let that right hip lift up. And breathe and lengthen into the twist. And then we're going to walk ourselves forward and hinge from the hips. And then walk the arms to the right, a deeper twist. And then back to the center. Let's come on up. And we're going to put our feet down and lean forward. So we're going to bring our arms through our legs and let our head relax and feel that stretch in the back and feel this cat-cow motion. You can even kind of lengthen the spine a couple of times with your breath. And then let's sit up and we're going to put our feet together in our Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, and breathe. Palms facing up as your feet press together, and let's close our eyes and feel. Feel where your breath begins and how you exhale. And one more breath. And let's open our eyes. We're going to take our right hand down, left arm over, and do this side stretch. Let the head release. And let's go to the other side. So we're like a rag doll here. We're just letting the movement happen. And gravity is helping us to open up And let's come back to the center and take a breath. And we're going to bring our hands to our heart and seal in our practice today together. Let's take a deep inhale and sigh. One more time. Namaste. And thank you, ladies, for coming today. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks, Marion. Wonderful.
Thank you very,
Thank
very
you.
wonderful. Yes.
Good. I hope your shoulders are better, Thea.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Carol, for the paperwork.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Have a
Bye,
great one.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.